Here on YouTube, we all know the business of anger. YouTube was built on the backs of angry people who were finally given an outlet to vent all of their common problems and general frustrations to the wider public. And we ate that stuff up, and we still do, even to this day. YouTube is unique in that it is the easiest possible way for us to monetize our anger. And it certainly can make for some entertaining content, and not so entertaining content. What happens when anger becomes less of an invitation to relate and more of an invitation to bait? Well, we get what I like to call angry clickbait. And let me tell you, it's kind of repulsive. But why is it repulsive, you might ask? Well, let's take a look at the angry clickbait conundrum. First, before we talk about angry clickbait specifically, I'd like to describe some of the other flavors of clickbait that exist on YouTube so we can better differentiate them. These subsets of clickbait prey on certain emotions of potential viewers with the sole intention of getting you to click on the video without thinking or considering your actions to drive traffic and squeeze as much ad revenue out of advertisers as humanly possible. So here's some of the ways they're getting you to do that. Sensational bait is mostly what the original concept of clickbait itself was birthed from. Big, bold headlines and video titles screaming that something is so shocking and insane, you guys! Using eye-catching and inflammatory thumbnails, keywords, and metadata to get eyes on the content as fast as possible. Over time, certain permutations arose of sensational bait, such as over-the-top emoji usage and the now ubiquitous shocked YouTuber face in the overly bright, flashy thumbnails. This flavor of clickbait is tailor-made to prey on the potential viewer's curiosity, but ultimately the content itself is most often woefully non-representative of the sensational claims.
Oi! Oi!
Seductive bait is the most primal form of clickbait, preying on our innate human desire to, well, get some of that. Racy thumbnails, gratuitous wording of titles such as the now famous title, provocative content often targeted at preteens or edgy teenagers to get them to click on the video or read the articles to satisfy the newfound tingling in their trousers. Seductive bait carries the unique distinction of being not quite porn in order to skirt around terms of service and content regulation, but it might provide just the barest amount of softcore content to not be considered an outright lie in its presentation. Oh, and speaking of that,
you've been exposed! Fake!
Fake bait is arguably the worst subset of clickbait, as they're simply flat out lying in the nature of the content within, but already have the traffic needed to continue duping people. This type of bait is made to catch any number of emotions, though mostly it preys upon curiosity in a similar manner to that of sensational clickbait. Although the curiosity comes less from a "I want to see that happen" angle, and more of a "no way that could happen" angle, which usually leaves the viewer disappointed or angry in the end, as they didn't even get what they clicked on the video for. Vague bait employs very ambiguous wordings in their titles, once again preying on people's curiosity to get them to click on the videos. Only the curiosity in this regard takes the form of,
"What does that mean?"
So more of a curiosity born out of confusion than anything else. With most cases of vague bait, the actual content may be tangentially related to the title, but usually only for a small portion of the runtime, especially if the video covers more than one topic. So that's all well and good now. We understand that there certainly is diversity in the types of clickbait that exist on the internet. But now it's time to delve into the one you clicked on the video to hear about, so here it is without further ado. Presumably you, watching this right now, have something that you enjoy. And maybe you'd like to watch some videos about the thing you enjoy. You go on YouTube to look up the thing you enjoy and BOOM! You see this, a video calling the thing you enjoy garbage. You feel a twinge in your chest, a furious twinge. You want to tell them that they're wrong. You don't even need to watch the video itself. All the information you need is right there in the title. Well, you'll show them, right? You'll click on that video, dislike it, go into the comments and type out a big essay on why their opinion is wrong and stupid before leaving in a huff. Well, congratulations. You did exactly what they wanted you to. Mission accomplished. That is how angry clickbait works. Go onto YouTube, type in "is garbage and here's why," and you'll be greeted with a nice long list of various popular properties and why they're all garbage. A bold-faced, highly opinionated statement presented as fact as the title, made to draw in the people who disagree with that sentiment much more than the people who do agree with it. Those who disagree with your points and opinions are much more likely to express that fact on the video itself, which drives viewer engagement, and thus, it promotes the content more across the YouTube landscape for more people to simply repeat the cycle. This is exactly the intent of those videos. Not to primarily share an opinion they feel they need to, or posit an idea or thought that otherwise might not have been considered about something. Nope, it's all about baiting those sweet outrage clicks out of you, because an outraged engagement is exactly the same as a delighted engagement. These videos often have a high number of dislikes and comments for their view counts, otherwise known as being ratioed, but that is just gravy for the uploaders of the content. They don't care that a significant amount of people call them trolls and hate their guts for uploading this content, because traffic's all that matters. Same intent as any other creator of clickbait. The integrity of the content takes a far back seat to the driving of traffic. But why do we even care about this sort of content in the first place? Aren't we secure enough in our likes and dislikes to just ignore when inflammatory content makes its rounds into our feeds? Oh, well. If you plan to go on the internet at some point in your day, as I'm sure pretty much all of us do every single day, you gotta be prepared to get mad. Even if it's just a couple minutes a day, you'll be basically guaranteed to see something that's going to upset you. Many of us seem to now live in this constant state of what I like to call pre-anger, a sensation that we're just living in between the next giant piss-off to come and ruin our day, and therefore we're very prone to being set off much easier than we used to be. We don't want to be caught off guard, so we're just perpetually kind of angry. And it's this kind of sentiment that causes a phenomenon like angry clickbait to flourish and turn into a meme of its own. You might have noticed a bit of a pattern in the other types of clickbait I described earlier, and if you didn't, I'll break it down for you. All those other types of clickbait prey on a certain primal human trait, namely our curiosity. Curiosity, despite its propensity to kill the cat, isn't an inherently negative thing. Therefore, it could be argued that content designed to forcefully pique our curiosity and get our attention isn't inherently bad either. The distinction between those types of clickbait and angry clickbait, though, is that angry clickbait preys only upon negative human emotion. There is nothing even potentially positive about this type of clickbait. It's designed to ruin your day, for money and attention. Because of this, it instantly becomes 100 times more insidious than any other clickbait, which is merely misleading in nature, and it draws in only anger-prone people. When those pissed off people make their opinions known and call the uploaders of the videos whatever names they can muster, the uploader usually defends themselves with the good old "it's just my opinion" line, which apparently deflects any and all criticism against them. Sorry, but that doesn't fly over here. Well, it may be your opinion, yes, but it's been carefully presented in such a way to garner attention you otherwise wouldn't have gotten by deliberately upsetting people. If it merely boiled down to a presentation of opinions, then you could just as well upload a video with a much less inflammatory title, not designed to instantly enrage most anyone who looks at it, but you know, that'd compromise the integrity of your opinion or whatever, right? Especially disabling likes and dislikes and deleting dissenting opinions from your comment sections. That really helps. It doesn't matter even if the content or opinions you include within the video are sound and well thought out. If they are, then your video should hold up on its own merits, not by flashing a giant billboard on it telling people that the things they care about are terrible just because you say so. These videos could very well be some great content, I'm not denying that, and I'm not saying that just because they have an angry clickbait title or presentation, the video is automatically bad. I'm merely saying that, if you have an opinion to share, you should do it with less self-aggrandizement. Because being angry all the time can be very tiring, you know? So, think of the viewer a little bit more, please. So, what would be the solution for this angry clickbait conundrum? Well, in a perfect world, I'd just tell everyone doing it to
Stop it.
but that's definitely not going to happen. The allure of getting all those sweet, lucrative outrage clicks is simply too much for many people, and in all honesty, they have every right to do it. Doesn't mean it isn't scummy and pathetic behavior, but they are within their rights regardless. So instead, I'm going to ask something of you, the viewer. If you see a video of this nature on your sidebar, or trending, or linked somewhere, with its grandstanding title burning a hole through your heart, just ignore it. I know it can be hard when you know that someone else is disagreeing with you, but if you want this sort of clickbait to die off, you need to exercise a little bit of self-control. Don't give them the views, don't interact with them, and don't give them the satisfaction of knowing that they got to you. Maybe then they'll go back to presenting their opinions and content in a way that isn't designed to ruin people's days. Just try your best. Remember that a parasite needs a host to survive, so don't give them an opportunity to spread. I know you can do it, 'cause I have faith in you. And remember, the EyeofSol sees it all. But what do you think?